for that set of boxes to go around Nigeria has been an issue.
Yeah.
We've missed 2-3 dates.
Deadlines.
Yes, the last one, we now had to talk with our neighbors. It's getting ridiculous, really, sincerely, because this journey started since 2006. 2008, there was a presidential advisory committee in Ada, Osun State, that made a paper. We gave the paper, got to the government, took them another 4 years. Finally, they gave a roadmap. There was a roadmap from 2012, like a white paper, that this is where we are going. Since then, funding has been very difficult.
But one would wonder, let me come back to him. One would wonder, if government is supposed to be making at least 330 billion annually from broadcasting, digital broadcasting, why would they be not backpedaling, slow pedaling towards it?
Yeah, it's all part of bureaucracy of government, and I think probably those who was to advise government in initial state didn't make them understand that they are what they call digital dividend. The whole idea of getting this is not just because government wants us to change, but they are going to make money out of it, which we have seen in the last 1 month. We've just seen out of frustration. In fact, it was the ITU Chola Taylor, who the Secretary General of West Africa, Commonwealth Telecom Union, had to advise NBC. Say, look, why are you waiting for government? You have the resources, sell, give what I mean, license one of the frequency and make money out of it. And the license one, I think that's one the license MTN, and they paid how much? 32 billion. Just one.
Just one. Part of the
just
frequency.
one of the dividends.
Just one part of the
So
frequency.
to answer the question straight there, government was not properly advised. If not, there is no quarrel. If you don't even can sell two and raise the money and make the rest. They were improper advice, and I think without getting people, NCC or whoever, people didn't, they didn't advise, or they were slow. Probably the government at that time.
Okay, let me ask you this. So, because there's this usually, there's usually this story or dichotomy between the NBC and NCC. Is that part of what's causing the friction?
I would say no. Let's not take it apart. At the end of the day, let me assure you, there's going to be convergence, because that's where the world technology is going. Convergence. Everything is coming on one. You can do everything, banking, movie, whatever you want, convergence. But the NCC, see, NBC was set up for broadcasting. NCC for communication. And the laws guiding the two are clearly different. NCC, let me explain something quickly. NCC allocates frequency for different communication
data calls.
They have a procedure of how you apply, or they open it that, look, we have this for sale for those who are interested. It's done nationally, broadcasted, bidded, and what have you. But NBC has a very unique act. I've not seen any other act like that that is shared between the commission and presidency. NBC Act is shared. NBC, for example, for radio television in Nigeria, you apply. NBC does not say, I have this much radio spectrum to sell. No. You are interested in doing radio in your locality, you apply, and NBC does what? They process the application. After processing, they take it to the presidency. The president approves it. That's what the act says. After that, they give it to you. There's no noise. It's only you now that says, look, I have a license, I want to do this. It's different from NCC Act, which allows them to auction. Now, this, I know we are talking about the recent issue of what was sold. Am I right? That's where you're going, right? I'm sure. You are talking about this 700 megahertz that was sold that is so much noisy. There's no clear story or clear information about what was done. Sincerely, part of the 700 megahertz was sold. Was licensed to MTN. The process to get in there was not that easy. NBC, I'm told, from what I've read, went out of its ways to sort of sensitize others that come. This thing is available, are you interested? Which is not really what they should do. But because they are looking for, they have a focus, they have a target that we want to get this much to finance us. They sensitized others. Some didn't go, some went ahead. But those who went ahead, finally, they got the money, and that's how they got that much. Now, the rules are different. What NBC has done is to jumpstart digital and let it happen and make it an example to our neighboring countries and neighbors that, look, you have what you need to go digital. You don't really have to wait for government.
Okay, now let me stay with you. We have to start winding down now. You spoke about broadcasting stations and transmission. They won't need to buy transmission equipment anymore. Won't this cause redundancy in the industry?
No. Let me quickly take that off.
Each station now has their
You don't
own...
need it. Let me tell you.
They will not need it anymore.
Yeah, but it's not going to be redundancy. Let me tell you why.
So what do they do with it?
The
MTS and whatever.
That's part of the proposal. That's what part of the money. They have to give you some compensation. You throw that off, and you now come on this thing.
That's
They
the
set
money
up.
government has to
They've set
spend.
up. They've
Clear.
set
The
up.
money government has to spend so that all these are the things you're going to
Yeah,
spend.
these are
You have to
these are things that
acquire
come.
those things.
The government has set up the platform for you. You don't need to say, I need to buy generator for that station, that for that. You know, you don't need that again. Yeah. The platform will be there. It's open to you. And you know what can happen? This is a big business.
Okay.
When I say big business, advertising is going to boom so much. You don't have to start going to this one for that. You can go on one and you can decide to national. That's it.
Everywhere. Okay, we as I said, we have to go, but someone said to bring this to your attention. My boy says, please inform your guests that HD TV allows you to receive digital signals without STB. That's a set-top box.
There's a little error there. Let me tell you quickly. Whatever you have, if you have HD TV or whatever, you can only see the signal. There's something they call encryption. Nigeria has decided to go via what they call Niagara Vision. Is an encoding system. You cannot get the signal without going through that box, without going through that small chip. That small chip is numbered, labeled. Let me give it to you this way. If you bring in a television to Nigeria or you bring in a set-top box to Nigeria, it will not work, even with the Niagara Vision sort of encoding in it. It has to pass through a gate key where we collect digital access fee.
That's the transition company. Okay.
But I think I need to make a point, because when he talked about the issue of this 800 megahertz, it's very clear, so that public will know.
It has always been NBC.
No, it's not that NBC didn't sell any frequency. So that, let it be clear, let the public be aware, at least right stakeholders. NBC licensed MTN to do an interactive television on mobile. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
So it's not the issue of selling frequency. So because that we don't, because when it's service, a misunderstood thing.
That's true.
So NBC licensed, they're just like the way they licensed you and me and anybody. But some people who didn't find it, who for some reason are not happy, are the ones who are really making noise.
I'm sorry, quickly to add more to that. 400 megahertz to 700 megahertz. 800 megahertz has always
been a
broadcast frequency.
You are operating on that frequency now.
You are on that thing. We are on that thing. So
you own it.
And this is supposed to be the
part of the
dividends
move out
the
from
digital
the frequency.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. We really have to go now. So finally, what would you be saying to Nigerians and the public generally? Tying this, someone's asking why NBC is selling signal distribution to foreign companies like StarTimes and all that. So maybe we just tie that in as we go.
Anyway, the critical thing that everybody should tie to the DSO is a good thing. It will create jobs. It will make our life better. It will create wealth and value. NBC is not selling anything to any foreign class. At least I'm a broadcaster. I have more than 15, 20 licenses. Whoever applies and that can pay. Just to let you know, MTN paid $170 million, about 32 billion. So government is not sentimental. Government looking for, they bring it, who bring money. It's as simple as this. So I don't think, because we're aware of it. If anybody is interested, there are more frequencies that are coming. Because as we migrate to digital, there'll be more.
So go get your money. So,
last line. Broadcasting is a very sensitive aspect of any nation. No government will want an international and a foreign company to take over its broadcast industry, because what you give to the people via broadcasting is what goes in their mind, and that's what builds in Nigeria. I sincerely believe the DSO is what we should all be looking at. Let's lead in this, just like America leads in Hollywood and what have you. There's a good potential here. This is it. Television view in Nigeria is going to be different, exciting, excellently done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Godfrey Ohabunwa, CEO Multimesh Broadcasting. Thank you. Sir Kunle Oshisonya, Chairman, Association of Cable Operators of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sunrise will be back in a moment. Don't go away.